Hi, my name's Karen Evans and I write for Family Tree magazine on all things about DNA and helping you to work out how your DNA matches will solve your family tree dilemmas. Today in this short video, I'd like to share how your Ancestry match list works and give you some tips on where it could lead from there. Let's go. So this is my mum's DNA Ancestry homepage showing the different sections that Ancestry offer if you take a DNA test. Today we're focusing on the DNA matches section, which is in the middle and to my mind the most important. You can see at the time of recording my mum had 580 fourth cousins or closer. And that's just the way that Ancestry like to measure how close someone could be. They look at how many centimorgans your matches share, and they've decided that anyone with 20 centimorgans or more might be considered a fourth cousin or closer. At the moment, you'll also notice that my mum has 130 starred matches. Now, you won't have any starred matches when you first start. These are people who I've chosen for different reasons that I've put a little gold star at. Let's have a look at what we see when we click View All DNA Matches. So we're finally into the match list. Let's see what we can see. Well, here is just a small segment of my mum's match list, and you've got 4 people showing. It's not from the top ones. I just wanted to sort of show an example of what they would look like. You can see that I've got 4 people with bits of information after their names. What can we find out from that information? How's it going to help us find our family? Let's dig deeper. I've decided to focus on the match we called Mary. So you can see there's quite a lot of information after her name. And the first thing we can see is something that says 4th and 6th cousins, and then a number, 48 centimorgan shared DNA. 4th and 6th cousins is where Ancestry think that Mary and my mum Pat are going to be related. It's an estimation though. Mum and Pat could be related far closer, and they could be related further back. You don't know yet. All you know is that's an estimation. So never take it that that is where they're going to be on that particular tree that you're looking at. The other bit of information that's really important is the amount of DNA, the amount of centimorgans that you and your match share. The bigger the number, the more likely you are to be closely related. The smaller the number, the further away the relationship. So 48 isn't a particularly high match. So it gives me some idea of where Mary and my mum could be related. So the next section is trees. Really important. They help us find how our matches can be related to us. However, it's not the end of the world if the match hasn't attached a tree. Here, Mary's been really kind and she's attached a public link tree, which means when I click on her as a match, I'll be able to see a tree that will give me information that could lead me to find how Pat and Mary are related. And in this case, there are 63 people. However, you'll see other symbols. You could see the no tree symbol. You're not going to see a tree attached to their DNA, and you won't find a tree that you can view from that person on Ancestry. You might see the private linked tree. That means that when you click on the match, it will not have a tree there, and it will ask you if you would like to contact your match to see if they will let you view. I found that matches can be really, really positive if you contact them asking to see their trees. There are many reasons why people may have a private tree. They may be adopted or have family secrets they don't want to share publicly. You never know. If you contact them, they might be happy to share information with you. It's well worth it to see if they'll allow you to see their tree. And last but not least is an unlinked tree. That means they have a tree on Ancestry but haven't attached it to their DNA. A word of warning. That tree may be their tree and they haven't linked it. However, it could be their partner's tree. It could be their next door neighbour's tree. They've been helping out with family history. It could be absolutely anything. So, though unlinked trees can be really, really helpful, don't be absolutely drawn into them being the information you need on you and that match. So we've got all we can from this particular part of the match line. So we're going to click on View Matches, and that will take us to the match itself. Let's go. We have a little bit more detail now. We've still got the 4th to 6th cousins section, but you can see underneath we're told that the 48 centimorgans that Pat and Mary share are actually over 4 segments. That means that though we don't know how big or small the segments were, when they were added together, they make 48 centimorgans. Now, I'm going to click on that blue line because it's going to reveal something really, really useful. Here we've got the possible DNA relationship chart from Ancestry. And what they're saying is, based on lots and lots and lots of other people's tests and lots of other DNA matches, this is the possible relationships that can be available for Pat and Mary, and also the probable chances that they're going to be. So at the top, you can see there are 4 relationships that 35% of people who tested, who showed 48 centimorgans, ended up being, for instance, a 3rd cousin. However, 24% of people were, for instance, 3rd cousins once removed. And we can go all the way down and we can see that 11% of people were found to be 4th cousins if they shared 48 centimorgans. So though it doesn't tell us exactly how Pat and Mary are related, we're getting some idea of where they could be related on our trees. So we can look past certain bits on my mum's tree, knowing that it's no good looking at 2nd cousins, for instance, because they just don't share enough DNA. But equally, we're not looking further and further out. So this is giving me some ideas. This is going to be really helpful when I look further, and in this case, being able to look at Mary's tree. Here's Mary's tree. Oh, the names don't mean anything. The people and places don't mean anything to start with. I'm going to have to do some of my own research. So I'm going to look and see if there's anything I can find from Mary's tree that helps me work out how we could be related. Well, although none of the names mean anything, I do notice that Jack Brooks is from an area that some of my family emigrated to. So it's worth having a look at. Sure enough, using census information and things like birth, marriages and death documents that are online, I didn't spend any money because this is something that you do, trying to find a quick way of finding a link, and I was able to. Well done me. Using traditional methods, I was able to find that actually Pat and Mary are related through Levi Overfield and Mary Fletcher. And in fact, I was able to work out that Pat and Mary are 2nd cousins twice removed. Now, if you've got a really good memory, you'll find out and remember that that was one of the 35% chances that they were going to be related by. Perfect. Once I've worked out a match, I like to then record it so I've got more information for when I move forward. Ancestry give us a note section, and you can see here I've just made a quick note of how Mary and Pat are related. I have more details on a private tree, but this is just for something that I can look at when I'm trying to work out more matches. No one else can see this either, just me, but it just gives me sort of a mental reminder. You'll notice that we've also got something called groups, and these are the coloured dots you may have seen on Ancestry before, and these are really useful. Now, I've already created a group called the Overfield Fletcher group, and this is where Mary's going to go. So she's added to the pink dot section, and now I'm able to work forward. Once I know where Mary's from, I can move forward and look at shared matches. We'll look at shared matches in another video. I hope you found that of some help when you have an Ancestry test, either already or in the future. Looking at your match list and then looking at how you can get information from each match is really important. Next time we'll look at shared matches and clustering, absolutely key to finding out how matches work. If you want to find out more from me and you can't wait for the next video, you'll find me writing in Family Tree magazine each month in the DNA workshop. So lovely to talk to you. Happy hunting and see you next time. Bye.